Spectator Sport.
Holland Jungle.
Back to the World Series. Thanks again for joining us, Spectator Sport. Deuce, tell me something, Deuce.
I love our intro music, man. I gotta give a shout out to my man Cortex. He did his thing on that, man.
Man, let us hear that one more time, Cortex. We gotta hear that
Let's
one
see
more
if we
time.
can go ahead and run that for the people, Cortex. I love that intro, man. I wasn't here last week, but let's hear that one more time. Listen to the music, people. This shit be jamming. Oh. Excuse my French. Get you looking a little like you on an island. You want to do the limbo? You want to go under the hoop?
Limbo. There you go. Go ahead and do the limbo. Spectators limboing while drinking Cosmos. All right, let's go ahead and discuss a little bit more about the World Series. Tony La Russa versus Washington and the Texas Rangers. Josh, you got any predictions for this World Series? I like what the Texas Rangers does offensively. I just think they're such a high-powered offense. I like Josh Hamilton and the road that he's taken from substance abuse and all that he's been through. I just like, and especially with their coach and his substance abuse past. Excuse me, folks. Excuse me. Now, I just like what these guys are able to do. These guys really, they're individuals who are able to overcome things that they've been in, and you know, these guys are able to overcome so much and being able to do what they've been able to do. Like I said, I like the Rangers. I think the Rangers hitting is just going to be too much for the Cardinals. The Cardinals story is a good story, but go Rangers.
Yeah, you got to applaud the Cardinals after that old Albert Pujols could have been getting traded thing and how he wasn't supposed to be happy in the offseason. And, now they're sitting in the World Series and, they're playing great. They should have took that game last night, but, the La Russa said that, they played great last night, but the Rangers just played better. So, I expect, the series to go to, down to the wire. So, but I really don't have no predictions as far as I know the Rangers are loaded. They got Hamilton, the big home run guy, and, they got a lot of offensive weapons. But, come on, the Cardinals, they got him for a reason after all the turmoil they went throughout the offseason. So you really can't count them out either. So, like I said, I really have no predictions, though. But like I said, the Rangers and the Cardinals, both of them look good.
Like I say, Ron Washington, all that he's been able to do with that Texas team, I think he's a great manager. He's a hell of a guy. Like I say, I'm a Ron Washington fan. I think he's a great guy. And let's say, go Rangers. We'll say one other thing. Texas is known for the death penalty. Rangers, go ahead and hand down that death penalty to the Cardinals. Game over. Spectator Sport. This is what we do.
I'm for the death penalty, by the way.
Whoa. Didn't we have some talks a few shows back about the death penalty and how we had, what was that guy's name that we had on here?
The guy in Atlanta.
Yeah, come on, Josh. Are you kidding me?
I'm for the death penalty. In his case, no, but I just think the death penalty should be sped up at this 2 because you can't have a guy, he killed someone's family and all of a sudden he gets killed 5 years later. That's ridiculous. You should shoot the man after you find him guilty. If he's 100% guilty and he did it, just kill him.
But how do you know that he's 100% guilty? That's the issue.
If someone's seen him pull the trigger and murder all these people, if there's a witness or someone who survived the killing, this guy shouldn't have the right to appeal his sentence. He should just die. But you can go ahead and move on because I don't think people want to hear talk about the death penalty. I don't think they care about that.
Spectator Sport.
NBA lockout. Let's talk a little bit about the NBA lockout. It's getting real critical right now. The preseason was basically canceled, and the first 2 weeks of the season is already canceled, and there's a major threat to the season being lost altogether. You got guys going to Europe, you got guys going all over. It's really distressing to think that there's not going to be an NBA season. I think last year was probably one of the best NBA seasons that I've been personally able to spectate. I just love what the Heat brought. With the whole Heat-hate thing, now I'm starting to really have a good understanding of hate generating sales and generating a lot more. If everybody loves your team's no good. It's when people start to hate it, that's when it means something. Well, spectator sport, just like us, we want you guys to hate us. Hate us. Where the haters at? We have no haters. So until we get haters, we ain't doing anything. Y'all tell me something about this NBA lockout.
This NBA lockout is all about greed. And I don't think it's greed of the players' side. I think it's greed on the owner's side. The players gave them an extra 3%. And also, you know, they try to work some terms as far as that salary cap goes. But, you know, they want the owners to work with them, but the owners are coming out saying, David Stern's talking about, well, no, the players are being greedy, they're leaving this much money on the table. Well, you're leaving just as much money on the table when you're canceling seasons and you're doing all this because you're trying to starve the players out. You want 57%, and then you want a hard cap on top of that 57%. It's just like, come on, you want way too much. You want to break up teams. You want to allow people to pay their luxury taxes no more. You want too much. Like, no smart businessman. You might think these guys are idiots or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You might think that, David Stern, but these guys are not stupid. They're not going to let you run them. At the end of the day, you're being greedy. I have no problem with the players saying, we won't play this season. Yeah, it sucks that you won't see basketball this season, but you're not going to go ahead and, you know, treat these guys like they're children. These are grown men. They're businessmen. They're not stupid. They only don't operate in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They already put a team together. I think it's called the Barnstormers, LeBron, Melo, Paul, Rose, and Wade. And they're going to, you know, do their thing.
Exactly. These guys are doing an exhibition tour to gain public favor and generate some good PR for the union. I just say these guys are killing the game, to be honest with you. To me personally, both sides. I don't want to just go ahead and kind of make a decision on the issue, but just in general, I feel that just both parties are really killing the game. You know, the game of basketball has really came a long way. Everybody talk about how David Stern is probably one of the best commissioners in all of sports. And I know that certain individuals in this room now don't agree with that, feel that David Stern is a dictator. Not me, David. But other individuals do. But let's like I say, these guys are killing the game. And basketball, they may not be able to survive this. What do you think, Josh? You think basketball is going to be able to survive?
I don't put too much into that. Basketball will be able to survive anything. If they miss a season, this is not baseball. Baseball's boring. If they miss a season, yes, they might not be able to survive. But basketball, people are always going to love basketball, and people are always going to watch basketball throughout the whole world. Basketball will be able to survive this. The owners, you just need to stop being so greedy and want, you know, take all the revenue back from the players and then put a hard cap on top of that when they're giving you money back. They're giving money back, and you just don't want to work with them. You want too much. You want to break up teams. You don't want three superstars going to one team. At the end of the day, that's why Dan Gilbert made that one comment that their team will win a championship before LeBron, because he knew this was coming. He knew that they're trying to force the, you know, teams to get rid of players and operate under this hard cap issue, or they're most likely going to miss the season. But like I said, I hope the players miss the season and try to do, you know, get on some plan B stuff right at this point in time. I know there's a CEO or there's some type of owner out there that, you know, that can create a league. And I'm not saying they're going to pay them the most, but just to show the NBA that the NBA players do not need them. So, like I'm saying, man, I just think it's about greed, and it's very, very unfortunate that, you know, that people have to see this.
Well, exactly, and I agree with you completely. Like I said, I just feel, you know, these guys are making millions. These guys are making a killing. Like I said, you got guys walking around. Did I just say a killion? $1 billion. A killion must be some form of currency that we haven't seen yet. Maybe the iPhone 4GS may know something about it. I mean, we got to talk about this iPhone 4GS, by the way, because I'm really appalled by the features that this phone has. I mean, it's really not something that I plan to talk about, but it's just so appalling that I have to speak on it. I mean, are you kidding me? Does your phone need to do all that, Apple? I mean, Steve Jobs passes away, and then you drop this type of phone? I mean, what's going on?
What's up with the phone, man? My brother-in-law, he has the phone, but he was just like, he didn't like it because he said the internet's kind of slow on it. He said he still thinks the Evo is better, but he still has it. But what's your problem with the phone?
My problem is always about
Spectator Sport.
privacy. I mean, I have an issue with this iCloud, this whole iCloud BS.
I like the iCloud.
I mean, are you kidding me? Why does
like the
all
iCloud.
my stuff within my phone need to be saved on a web-based platform? Are
But
you
you
kidding
had the option not to do it, though. That's like they're pressuring you into doing it. You have the option. Just like Microsoft has the same thing. They have that cloud thing, SkyDrive, I think it's called. You can take your laptop with you. It's a good
I just
little
feel
tool
that
to me.
it's gonna get to a point where all you have is that, and you have nothing else other than just the
Because
cloud.
Americans love convenience. This is what people want. This is what the internet's about. This is what cell phones about. People want convenience. That's it. This is how you make money. They're leading the industry in this stuff. You know, they're revolutionizing things. I mean, come on, man. This is what it's about. It's about convenience. I mean, you might have a problem with your privacy and all that stuff, but there's other people who do not care. They feel like they have nothing to hide. So if it's convenient for them to have this iCloud and they're sitting in freaking Los Angeles or something and they're from Florida and they can just pull up the iCloud to log into their computer or get their music or whatever, that's convenient. Makes money. It's smart. I mean, Steve Jobs, unfortunately, he passed away, but, they're going to continue to, lead the way and, and everybody else is going to follow.
And I'm just gonna conveniently forget about that phone. Let's go on to the next topic. College football is back. College football, we had another great week of college football getting ready to take place. Let's talk about a few games that I'll be watching this week, because that's what we do. We spectate, we watch games. I mean, I'm gonna spend my whole weekend watching games. Imagine that. I got nothing better to do. I could be spending time with my wife, my kids, my family, and did I say a wife, by the way?
I was going to say, I didn't get my invitation.
Hey, I'm the average guy. Average guys have wives and kids. Instead of just watching sports all day and wasting time, what we do is we talk about other stuff. We talk about stuff that makes sense, stuff that means something.
Music. We about to get some music right now from my man Cortex once again. I love this track that he put on. I'm sorry, people. Holla at my man Cortex, hOLLANDJUNGLE. Go ahead and play it for him, Cortex. Listen to that, people. I'm doing a limbo right now as we speak. No, I'm not. I'm still sitting in my chair. But the beat is so smooth. I'm on the island. I'm drinking pina colada right now. This is what I want you guys to experience when you listen to us talk and debate about these sports. Go ahead, Lott.
All right. First game, we're going to talk about Wisconsin. Number 4, Wisconsin at Michigan State. Number 15, Michigan State. Wisconsin is 6-0. 2-0 in the Big Ten. It is off to the best start since winning its first 9 games in 2004. This runs include leading the nation with an average of 50 points a game, while the Badgers put up 523 yards a game, and that ranks 8 in total offense. Wisconsin's last trip to East Lansing ended with a 34-24 defeat August 2nd of 2010. The team is unbeaten in 9 conference games since. Now, the Spartans are number 2 in total defense and have 21 sacks with 8 interceptions while limiting opposing opponents to an 84.4 QB rating.
I think this game, to be honest with you, is going to be a beatdown. I don't even know why this game is a big game to a lot of people, to be honest with you. I understand Michigan State is ranked 16th or whatever, but Wisconsin's just, they're playing another level. I was watching a year of the quarterback depth chart with Wisconsin with Russell Wilson and all those guys, and just to seeing how that team came together. He came in late with the whole recruiting process and with that running game, those linemen. It's not even going to be a game to me. I have Wisconsin winning this game by 28 points. Michigan State, they got beat down by Notre Dame.
But it has to mean something, Josh, to play in East Lansing. East Lansing, it's a tough place to play. This team, especially a Michigan State team with a high-powered offense, a team who always causes trouble for this Wisconsin team. Like I said, back in 2004 when Wisconsin was 9-0, and it was this Michigan State team that was able to pull the upset.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with Michigan State in the upset.
Different day and age, and you are a fool for going with Michigan State, because I'm telling you, this is not going to be a game. They're going to go out there. Russell Wilson, they haven't seen a quarterback like Russell Wilson. So trust me, the Big Ten hasn't seen a quarterback like Russell Wilson. Just to be able to throw like he does and to run like he does, it's just not even going to be a game. I mean, that line is just going to pound and pound on Michigan State. And like I said, with Russell Wilson back there, you've seen Denard Robinson, but you haven't seen the way Russell Wilson passes the ball. So he's a dual threat in all aspects of stating the word dual threat, because he can throw it, run it, and with that running attack already with Ball and White, it's just, I'm telling you, they're going to beat them by 28 points, I guarantee